welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I go by Ree, so welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for your love and support. The sun is coming out, and listen, I am here for it. We had a very rainy day on yesterday, and it looks like there's going to be a cool front moving in as a result of that rain. So we may be getting into some more seasonally appropriate temperatures, if you will. And I feel like, oh my gosh, like every time I step outside this late in the season and it feels like summer, it's actually, I don't want to say it's depressing, but I do get just more and more concerned. So thanks for those of you who were sharing your little bitty things that you do to help the environment. I definitely wanted to get a little bit more detail from Bridget, if you would, on the sheets that you use. She was sharing in a previous, the most recent vlog rather, that there is some type of sheet. I guess it would be similar to a dryer sheet that you use as a washing sheet in order to replace your plastic bottles. So a washing sheet, I wanted to know if it fares well in terms of toxins. So you may have already answered that in the comment section on that video, but if not, go ahead and share here in community. So anyway, getting ready to get going here, I decided to flexi ride my hair last night because I want a little bit of a curl or something different. Sometimes I get tired of my hair being flat. My husband loves my hair when I just wear it straight, but I'm a granny at heart, so I do like a nice curl, a nice pin curl. Our youngest daughter is home today, so I'm kind of like, really teeter-tottering on, do I want to leave out or do I want to stay home? She has like the absolute worst cycle, cramps and pain and nausea and vomiting and all of the things. So my heart just really just aches for her. You guys know how when your babies are sick, it takes a lot out of you because you're like, Lord, pick me. Don't let my kids suffer. But anyway, I had endometriosis later, found out I had endometriosis actually before I married my husband. And I had the worst, guys, the worst cycle cramps. The worst. I remember missing school. I remember having the same symptoms, nausea, vomiting, all of the jazz. I remember my mom being away at work and my dad would stay home with me during the day and I would be like so sick, guys. So my daughter has managed to not miss any school this year related to her cycle. She did miss one day because she caught COVID. But I've been trying to encourage her to just kind of tough it out and go on and take Motrin. But last night she was up at like 3 a.m, didn't sleep at all. Motrin hasn't helped because she can't keep it down. Like she will literally, she'll throw up just repeatedly for like the first day or maybe sometimes 2 days of her cycle. So if you guys have any solutions, if your little ones are suffering with like really bad cramps and nausea and vomiting and all of the PMS symptoms, and you found some natural way to relieve that pain and suffering, please drop a comment down below, send me a DM, send me an email, give me tips, send me videos, whatever you have found or whatever sources you've used that have helped. Please let me know because I am so desperate. I don't want to continue using medicine. However, I don't shy away from it because I know she's in so much pain. So she's taken some Motrin and she laid down. So she's home from school today. So I'm kind of trying to figure out like, do I leave or do I stay? She is asleep. So that's a good thing. Initially, I was going to leave out first thing this morning. But after finding out that like she wasn't feeling well, I was like, I'm going to just stay in today. So I may end up just staying in and just kind of keeping an eye on her today. But I did want to get to the grocery store and do a little bit of holiday shopping if I can. I'm not really big on shopping after Black Friday. Usually I have all of my gifts before Black Friday just because, and usually I have all of my gifts well before the holiday season. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but I shop off season because I feel like the holiday season is so hyped up. And even though they pretend that things are on sale, sometimes they're marked up so that they can then be on sale. But it is fun to get into the spirit and shop during the holiday season. So a lot of us get suckered into like, oh, I'm going to shop now because, shopping is in the environment or the atmosphere. So I'm going to jump on board and do the same. But anyway, I'm getting ready to, I guess, fix myself some breakfast, make up the bed, do all of the things, right?
But it's actually the simple things that are effective and glorifying to God. Whether you know a little Bible or a lot of Bible, God wants to use you exactly where you are. God intends to use you exactly how you are. Whether you've known Jesus for 12 minutes or 20 years, God has never needed you to be more than what you are for him to use you. All he needs is your yes.
Good morning, you guys. Just got the kids off to school. Yesterday evening, I got in the kitchen, worked my whole entire tail off, making a huge pot of chicken and wild rice soup. I've come to find that I do not necessarily care for cooking raw meat. So my husband, I had him to cook up the chicken for me, and once it cooled, I took it and shredded it, and then I diced up my carrots, my celery. I cooked a big old pot of wild rice blend, and oh my gosh, listen, the soup was really good, y'all. My husband was like, babe, this soup was good. We were trying to make a soup that sometimes we go and get from Publix, but usually when we find something that we like out, I always try to perfect it at home because I'm like, I know what's in my soup at home. And a lot of these things that you buy, out in the streets have preservatives in them that are not good for you, obviously. So we have always, every fall, loved the chicken and wild rice soup from Publix. But last night, my husband was like, babe, you nailed it. We got to start making this at home in batches and we'll just freeze it. And I was like, amen, brother. So anyway, I primarily had in mind that I was making this soup for our youngest daughter because you guys, she was sick and I was telling you guys that she doesn't like to eat on the first, second day of her cycle. So I thought, let me make something that I feel like she would enjoy. She loves chicken and she didn't want to eat. So I sat her down and I was just like, could this be a mind thing? I know she does throw up a lot on her cycle, but I'm like, how do we know for sure that after you've taken Motrin, something to settle your system, right? and dial back the inflammation, that you still can't hold food. I was like, hey, are you even willing to give it a try? And she was like, I don't really want to eat, Mom, because I feel so bloated and I just feel so miserable. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, do Mommy a favor. I was like, since I have been in here for 20 hours cooking this soup from scratch, could you just try and eat? And she was like, okay. So she had like 3 big spoonfuls of soup. And I was like, see, look at you. You're holding it down, aren't you? And she was like, she shook her head, y'all, and literally her cheeks puffed up. She flew to the bathroom. I'm running behind her like hysterical, like, oh my God, like, is she about to throw up? She threw up. She didn't even make it to the bathroom, just threw up. She did get to the sink. She upchucked in the sink, then went to the bathroom, toilet, and threw up some more. Y'all, listen, I felt like boo-boo the fool as a mom. I was like, look at me, up here forcing this child to eat. So I think I'm just going to let her stick to her guns or gut and let her do her. She clearly knows her body better than I do on her cycle. So this morning, she did say she wanted to go to school. She doesn't like to get too far behind with her subjects and academics. So I got up this morning an hour before they left and stuck a yogurt cup in the freezer so that it would be something that she could take to school today. So she went to school with a frozen yogurt, and that's going to be pretty much all she has. I told her to please be sure to drink plenty of water, and she said she would. So I'm going to get out of here and go grocery shopping and pick up a couple things from store. And I think I'm going to stop by the tjmaxx that has the runway, because I believe they have a lot better of a selection than the tjmaxx that I went to the other day. So we're going to try our best to see if we can find what we need. All right, y'all, before we get out of here, I wanted to show you a real quick outfit of the day. Super casual, and I'm wearing brown. Wearing this hat from Aloe. And I decided to, as I worked so hard with these flexi rides, I decided to go ahead and just pin my hair back. Wearing my Givenchy bag today. I have been doing it so much with just casual stuff. And I always felt like I would never carry this bag casually. I thought like it needed to be, church attire or something a little bit more, classic, but I have been really just throwing this bag on with everything. So I'm definitely carrying her today. Wearing this really roomy blazer from H&M. I love it because it gives me an option to really layer. And today it's pretty chilly out, 48 degrees. So we're feeling like fall. Okay. And I'm here for it. The weather is not creeping me out today. It is, seasonably appropriate. So that's what we want. White shirt, H&M. The sweatshirt with the hoodie is from Target. Y'all know if it's brown, I'm buying it. So love, love, love the sweatshirt. Super casual. The pants are from H&M, and the shoes are Adidas Sambas. guys, I am in tjmaxx now, and I'm always a sucker for cute water bottles, but we are going to not go there. I am actually in the workout section because I was looking for a 15-pound weight to complete a set that we have at home for my husband. So I found it. Mission accomplished. I was thinking about switching the pillows that we have in the living room to this green. I know the lighting is horrible in here. You guys probably can barely see me, but I think I'm gonna not, because I feel like I have pillows in the attic. Am I the only one who like shops all year long and then you put things in the attic and you forget what you have? I'm almost certain I have some seasonal decor pillows in the attic, so we're gonna just hold off on that.
Oh, Christmas tree, such pleasure do you bring me. For every year this Christmas tree brings to us such joy and glee. Oh, Christmas tree, such pleasure do you bring me. Oh, Christmas tree, you'll ever be unchanging.
All right, guys, so just getting back in. I'm getting ready to unload the groceries, and I think my husband is with our youngest baby. I think they went to maybe grab some dinner away from home, so it looks like I've missed them. I got caught in a little bit of traffic, but let me pull my things off, wash my hands. She was actually supposed to have lunch with her friends and the dad crew. I told you guys my husband has bonded with these other dads at our daughter's school, and they get together, I want to say like maybe once a month, to hang out together with the kids. They either do a daddy-daughter date outside of school, or they'll do a daddy-daughter date where they take the girls lunch. And yesterday, unfortunately, was the day that the dads were getting together for lunch for the kids. And so our baby was sick at home, so she missed out on that. So I remembered him letting her know this morning that not to worry, because he was definitely going to be making up for that. So I'm pretty sure that's where they are now. And I know she's hungry, y'all, after not eating all day. So I'm sure she's probably up to eating today. Hopefully so. That's what I'm assuming. It's 4:30, so I'm assuming that that's where they are. So that warms my heart, knowing that she is feeling better, obviously, and eating. I got caught in a little bit of traffic, and I went all over the block and back. Let me take this space tracker off. I went all over the world these are my favorite chips, y'all know that. And more recently, I have been finding that I have been having a little bit of a craving for nachos, but do your research, y'all. Nachos is trash. Don't eat nachos if you can help it. So I have been loving this Siete nacho chip. It scans well on the Yuka app. I know y'all are sick of me in this Yuka app thing, but help as well. So we try to make sure that things scan well. But anyway, I've been addicted to these. The girls are not really a fan of them, and I usually don't like spicy stuff, but I've been loving these lately. So I grabbed those from Publix, and y'all, you guys know I have been on the hunt for my deodorant, right? What is this? I have been on the hunt for the Method deodorant that I was telling you guys about in a previous vlog. Could not find it. I went to 2 of the Publix in my area and could not find the Method deodorant. I'm trying to turn it so you guys can see it. Could not find it. I ended up finding something similar, and I just assumed that the brand had kind of switched their packaging around. No, they had switched like the whole entire set of ingredients, and it did not scan well. So I was a little bummed about that, but I did find this peony rose water pink sea salt, same brand. This was a different Publix, and it scanned well. So I went ahead and grabbed that. And I also grabbed this one, guys, which was actually cheaper. And I'm gonna see how this one works too. So I will keep you guys updated on this one and this one. I'm pretty sure that I'll love this one because it's the same brand. But sometimes I like for my stuff to not be scented. This is coconut, rice milk, and shea butter. This is the one that I really, really wanted, but the peony rose water and pink sea salt, I don't know. We'll see how I like this. You guys will have to let me know, do you prefer a little bit of a scent with your deodorant, or do you want it to just be plain? I'd rather it be plain, but we're gonna work with what we found and what we got. So I'm gonna be testing these bad boys out, and I'll keep you posted for those of you who are in our community and you are all about trying to have, you know, toxic-free ingredients or toxic-free products in your little, you know, repertoire, okay? So that's what I got. Groceries real quick. I think you guys saw, I mean, it's all just kind of produce. Got some oranges, got some red onions, got some, red onions, red peppers. Red is good for you. I'm gonna share with you guys a little later why, but put some red in your diet, and certain types of reds from what I found. So I can't spit them off the top of my head as to what they are good for, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to read it to you guys later this evening or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to grab my little list. Y'all remind me. Well, I can't hear y'all. Lord, remind me, okay? Because I'm 45 and this brain be 45ing and I be forgetting. Hopefully I can remember, but I want to share with you guys some benefits to red onions, red bell peppers, and some of the other red produce items, what they're good for, and why women in particular need them. Okay, so we got that. We got some, I just realized or found out that Brussels sprouts are really, 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 really good for fighting off cancerous cells. So I will be eating more Brussels sprouts. Kale is good, but I think this is the #1 cancer-fighting green thing that you can put in your body if you're trying to ward off cancer cells. And to be honest with you guys, we all have cancerous cells in our bodies. Some are turned on, some are not. So it would behoove you to try to do right if you can. I know it's a struggle because we live in America and all the food is like poisonous and full of toxins and it tastes good, but try to do right if you can. Trust me, I have been forced to do right, and it's not fun, but I'm gonna put this space tracker back on so I can move around. It's not fun, but I praise the Lord that I am in a season where I'm receptive to change. My mother laid the foundation with her illness, which I'm struggling with the same illness, but we're not gonna get sad. We're gonna trust in the Lord, amen, because I know He hears our cry. But my mother laid the foundation with healthy eating, and I followed suit, and I feel like my advice to you guys is to just take baby steps. It is so hard to just reshift and reprogram all of our American ways in terms of the garbage that we eat. But y'all, it is so important to get a jump on your health before things start to go haywire. I believe that it is a lot harder to reboot and a lot harder to reverse disease once it hits your body. And here in America. I'm not so certain of other countries. I've heard that other countries do a lot better of a job regulating what is put in their foods. But here in America, we get all kind of garbage in our food. I'll put up a comparison of a McDonald's fry and a fry from the UK. I found this and I was just like blown away at the amount of crap that we put in, even in our fast foods here in the States versus other places. And then there was another example of just Heinz ketchup, I believe. If I can find it, I'll put it on the screen here. Now, you guys know me. I rely heavily on my Yuka app, and moving into the future, I want to start understanding how to read labels. So if you guys have any sources or any websites or any tips on how to read labels for myself, I want to be able to do that, because I'm like, what if the internet shut down? Or what if all the apps get erased from the planet? I need to be able to still be in the grocery store like, this is not good. And one of the things that I've often said is you can't just trust a brand to have toxic-free products or whatnot across their entire line. That is not the case. Hence, what I saw in Publix with the Method Body, having this be completely clean, but then switching over to a different deodorant that has very similar ingredients. It had the coconut, rice milk, and shea butter. It looked very similar. It just looked like they just did some repackaging, but it was not clean. It was not clean. And I'll pop it up on the screen again here, but it did not scan clean. But it seemed to be the same exact thing, same brand. So you can't just assume that one brand has everything clean in their lineup. It just doesn't work that way. That would be great if we could trust brands to have everything be clean, but not the case. There are some brands that are pretty consistent with having things clean across the line. Some of those brands are Ilia, and I don't want to name too many more because I'm not quite sure off the top of my head what the other brands are, but I know Ilia in terms of makeup is one that seems to be pretty clean across the board. I've not found anything in their lineup that has scanned poorly. Let me not forget about Shea Moisture, Black-owned brand. Every single item that I have used for my hair from Shea Moisture has scanned clean. I have not ever picked up a Shea Moisture item that has scored, poorly in terms of toxic ingredients. So kudos to Shea Moisture. They are my ride or die, for sure. Oh, another one is, I believe, what is the brand that I've switched to for hair? And I haven't switched to it recently, but I've been using it for a little while now. Oh my gosh, what is it? It's not, why am I wanting to say Aussie? It's definitely not Aussie. If I think of it later, I'll let you guys know. It's, Bondi. Is it Bondi? I'll put it up here on the screen. But anyway, this is another brand that scans pretty well in terms of ingredients. I think this is a brand out of Australia, I believe. I could be all wrong. But this brand, I love their stuff. I love their stuff. And I'm a little limited on what I choose from their brand because they're a little costly, but there are some tried and true staple products that I stay using. This is my cousin, y'all. I'm gonna grab this and then I will check back in with you guys in just a second. Hey, cuz. Hey, hold on just a second. I'm putting up the groceries. I'm about to grab my AirPods so we can chat. Hey y'all, good morning. It is a beautiful day, really cold today, really, really cold. Getting ready to get out of here and grab a little bit to eat for lunch with my husband. We have literally piddled around and done absolutely nothing today, which are the best days, right? We were gonna go and have brunch. Then we were like, we're tired, let's just lay down. Then we got to talking and just got into like deep conversation with one another. And then before we knew it, our stomachs were growling and he was like, let's go eat. So I'm like, let's go eat. Before we get out of here though, real quickly, I wanted to show you guys the few little things that I did grab from tjmaxx yesterday. I got carried away with my cousin. We talk so often. She's like my twin cousin. I think I've mentioned this to you guys on a number of occasions. We were born same city, same state, same hospital, same day. I was born a couple of minutes before her. Our parents rolled in together pregnant, so I call her my twin cousin. All right, the first thing, and I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible because I am weak. I got a 15-pound dumbbell, and I only got one because I was trying to complete a set that we already have going. And you guys know one thing about tjmaxx. I'm going to sit this down. You guys know one thing about tjmaxx. You may find what you need at one place and have to drive to another place to find the other set or the match or whatever. So I had one 15-pound weight over there, and I was trying to complete the set. I already have two 10-pound weights, and I'm on the hunt for two 5-pound weights. So right now I have two of the 15, two of the 10, looking for two of the 5s. And I think we're going to just kind of stop right there, okay, in terms of just our little building some little gym equipment for the home. Next up, I got some Grinch socks for teacher goodie bags. And instead of keeping the socks in a 3-pack, I'm going to break them apart, and I'm going to do one pair of socks rather for each teacher. And I'm going to make like a little basket and have some little trinkets and little things in there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I just think it'll be a little bit more cost effective for me to do that versus giving one teacher 3 pair of socks. Okay. I'm trying to count my coins and keep my coins. That's my vision for this year. Okay. Pray for me because I like to shop. I like to spend. It is really a weakness of mine. Wrapping paper. Isn't this gorgeous? I always like a green wrapping paper, but I was thinking about doing something a little bit more like traditional and plaid this year. And I also wanted to incorporate like a burgundy or red ribbon somewhere throughout the house this year. I'm not quite convinced. You guys know I normally do like a black ribbon on my wreaths, but I'm thinking this year I may do red ribbon, more traditional this year. And I don't know, I may even do like red baubles on the tree. I'm not sure. But this wrapping paper just kind of is the starting point for my idea in terms of the colors for this year. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of red. You guys will have to let me know, what are your Christmas colors? Do you switch them from year to year, or do you stay consistent? I pretty much have stayed consistent, but I'm feeling like incorporating some red bows this year. I did find these Christmas baubles. I thought they were very unique. I only got one set because they only had one set, but here we are. Isn't it pretty? I thought this was really pretty, really unique with the little silver detail on the ornament. All right, so that's that. The one thing that I did go in for was the tree skirt, guys. I found one, but I don't like the price. It was $34.99, okay? So my little creative improv wheels got to spinning, and I'm like, I could have just bought a cream blanket for $19.99 and threw it around the tree. So I may do that. What do you guys think? I did like the tree skirt, but I'm like, it's just not it's not grand enough for me to be $34.99. So we'll see. I may keep it, I may not. But right now it's up in the air. But I did find the tree skirt. That was the one thing that I did go looking for in the other tjmaxx. So I found a tree skirt. So I did pretty good. Wrapping paper, socks, tree skirt, and a weight. That was all I got, y'all. So pat on the back to me. We're getting ready to get out of here and go to grab a little bite to eat. Hey guys, we are leaving Core Life. We just grabbed a little bite to eat for lunch, getting ready to go and pick up the youngest munchkin from, I'm so tongue-tied. I feel like I was tongue-tied before the Invisalign. This is making it way worse. But anyway, getting ready to pick up, and I'm 45. Okay? My brain is mush. Getting ready to pick up our youngest baby from school. We just left Core Life. Did I say that? My husband's like, Lord. We just left Core Life, had lunch there. I got a really yummy Korean pork bowl, but I don't do pork, so I had them substitute the pork for chicken, and my husband had a really yummy chicken bowl with like some red potatoes. It was so good, and like a mixed green salad. His was so good. I was eating his while he was getting us something to drink. But anyway, it was really good. I thought we'd just chat with you guys, and you guys will have to leave me a comment down below, because I would like to know, is this a good angle? Am I looking bad from this angle? I don't have a tripod that can sit up higher than this, I don't think. But anyway, I thought we would chat about, whoa, what's that? Vultures?
Yeah, they're over there dancing.
There's been a lot of dead things on the side of the road, so some vultures were eating, and they looked excited. But anyway, you guys will have to leave a comment down below and let me know. I would like to know, when was your first personal, real encounter with the Lord? When did you know that he was the man? The man that they've been singing about, the man that they've been testifying about, the man that all of the church mothers have been talking about. Like, when did you really experience Christ for yourself? I'm gonna let my husband, you want to go first?
Sure.
I'm gonna let my husband go first.
Hello, everyone. At this point, this is years ago. I'm not going to totally age myself, because I know that I still look 21. But if I were 21, then it'd be about 3 years ago, roughly. Around age 18, I had come to school, and I had been curious and seeking the Lord for myself. I was on my own, and was helping at the church I attended at the time. And I was a musician, and I so happened this night, I wasn't playing my regular instrument. I was playing drums this particular night. And the Spirit of the Lord just came into place, and it was like so incredible. It was awesome. I can't find words to describe it other than, like, it seemed like a cloud, like from heaven, had descended. It was just like a cloud in there. Not a bad thing, but like a really good, like a glorious thing. And I prayed, I think sometime during that week, Lord, please let me experience your presence for myself. And I had seen it all throughout just growing up. Never had experienced it. Never made fun of people. Truly, didn't look down on people who had experienced it. But I didn't want that experience myself growing up. So here I am at 18, and I mean, it was this wonderful feeling. It was like from the crown of my head, I felt it just like, kind of, if you would imagine somebody pouring oil. Yeah, pouring like oil over you from the crown of your head. That's what I can gather to say to best describe it.
All right, my experience. We'll save the most dramatic experience for last. And listen, I should have prayed and asked the Lord to meet me in a less dramatic fashion like my husband's. So let me tell you guys about my experience with meeting the Lord for the first time. I remember being in Sunday school. I don't know. I feel like this is not a good angle, but anyway, we're going to work with it. I remember being in Sunday school, and I had the sweetest Sunday school teacher. Most people have a lot of Sunday school teachers, but this was one that like was for the books. Like, she was so amazing. I ended up growing up, and I was a babysitter for her children. I remember that I was getting $25 a day to keep her kids. That was a lot of money back then. But anyway, so we were in church, and I remember my Sunday school teacher having us go around, and we were like doing just around the table testimonies where we were just talking about like our encounters with the Lord, right? And all of the people, I don't want to say I went to a church where, I don't know, it wasn't like, I don't want to say this and be offensive, but I didn't go to church in the hood, but I felt like everybody had like a hood type testimony. Like, I mean, like real rough experiences where they were talking about how the Lord had met them. One girl, oh my goodness, had a situation where she had been molested, and she was sharing. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube without getting demonetized. Hopefully I won't. Sometimes YouTube will, you can get in trouble for saying certain words. So hopefully we'll be protected as we're sharing here. But she was talking, she opened up and shared that testimony and how God kept her. I mean, we were young, y'all. Like, I was maybe in middle school, I want to say. And when it was my turn, I'm like, oh, God ain't did nothing for me. God has not done a thing for me. Like, I lived a very sheltered, protected life. I don't want to say sheltered in the sense of like my mom didn't allow me to do anything, but I mean sheltered in the sense of like I was well kept. My parents took good care of me. I wasn't in situations where I had to like fend for myself. I didn't live a rough life. So I felt like after everybody gave they like hood testimonies, like God showed up for sure. And when it was my turn, I was like,
lackluster.
Yeah, very lackluster. I looked at my Sunday school teacher and I was like, I really want to know that God has done something for me, but I've never really truly encountered him for myself. I really I don't have a testimony. And so she was trying to get me to understand, oh, look at this little dog. Oh. She was trying to get me to understand that waking up, being in your right mind,
Yes.
having all of your bodily functions, right?
Yes.
And she even tried to caution me as to understand that not feeling like you have a testimony of God bringing you out of some harsh or crazy situation is a testimony in itself.
Yes, right.
The fact that God has kept you in pretty much like perfect peace. No, I wanted to know the Lord. I wanted to know him. Do you hear me?
Wrong.
Let me tell you, be careful what you ask God for. We boarded the bus that afternoon. There were 2 buses that our church went on to, I think we went on like a short little trip to another church. You know how, I don't know if churches even do that anymore, but we used to travel. You know how you go to convention and you travel to another church to sing and eat in the fellowship hall, and then you come back home at night. So we traveled, and I'll never forget, we were in the mountains. And as we were headed back home to our church from our trip, the bus that I was on, I was sitting with my grandmother, and our Sunday school teacher just so happened to be on that bus too. Our bus, on the way down the mountains, the brakes went out. We should have been dead. Brakes went out. Brakes went out. Brakes went completely out on the bus. All I remember was my grandmother, who was very anxiety driven and always full of anxiety, like just very anxious. She was having a whole panic attack next to me. I remember keeping my cool because I was trying to make sure that my grandmother was calm. It wasn't that I was calm and collected. It was that I was trying to make sure that my grandmother didn't like pass out. So I was trying to keep her calm. And I really was like, oh, we're about to die. Like I saw on the sides of when I was looking out of the window, I saw like steam where the brakes had like, it was like the bus was on fire.
Yeah, the smoking.
Because I guess he was trying to stop and something was going on up under the wheels. I don't know, but it was like smoking, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's a wrap. We're all going to meet Jesus today. Okay. The bus stopped. I don't know the specifics because we were sitting towards the back, my grandmother and I, so I couldn't see how the bus stopped. I will tell you this. We didn't, you know how they have like the little ramps on the side where you can run up in the gravels? We didn't go on that ramp. The bus stopped.
Oh.
Okay. We did not die.
Well,
the Lord showed me that day. The Lord was like, Ree, I'm going to meet you, and you're going to have a testimony from this day forward.
Yeah.
That was the first, and I remember there were women on that bus praying. I do remember hearing that. And I was trying to keep my grandmother calm. And I remember when we finally got back to the church, my Sunday school teacher said, the next time you ask the Lord to show you that he's real, make sure I'm not on the bus. Make sure I'm on the other bus. But that was when I tell you all, that was my first real encounter with the Lord, to where I was like, okay. I don't know what other people believe or don't believe, but for me and my house, I have to know that he had his angels upon us that day. Look at this little dog over here. I'm seeing all these dogs, y'all. And look, he's literally in the street, and this car is having to go slow
to avoid
hitting. Yeah, I think this is the owner. But that was my first real encounter with the Lord. That was my first, and I don't need any more encounters. I'm like, Lord, I know that you are who you say you are, or who they say you are. I know who you are. But that was my first. You guys will have to leave a comment down below and let me know, what was your first real encounter with the Lord, to where you knew, like, oh, this is not just somebody that I hear about because my mom made me go to church, or my dad made me go to church, or my aunt or my uncle made me come to church. Like I've had a real time encounter with him and experience with him. Again, I wish I had just asked the Lord to meet me in a very lackluster type of way, like my husband.
Not so dramatic.
Not so dramatic. But there was no, I guess he was like, oh, I'm gonna give her a hood testimony. That was my first real encounter. And I tell our girls about this encounter often, and they're like, Mom, okay, we're going to just believe him off of your experience. We're good.
Yes.
We're good. So I don't know. And I said all that to say, I have been in a season, and I've been sharing with my mom, I've been in a season of, I don't know about you guys, but the pandemic and just all of the foolishness that has been happening in the world, even with the election and stuff. Like, I've been in a season of like, God, where are you? Where are you? Where you at? And I have been reminded of my first encounter with him. And it's almost like I hear or feel the Spirit telling me, foolish of you to believe that he's not the same God that he was then. The same God that he was when he stopped that bus and kept you, or kept the hand of death from falling upon you and all of those church members. He's still that same God. He's still there. He's still there. So be not dismayed by all of the foolishness, all of the distractions, all of the mean and evil spirits that are dwelling this earth, because they out there for sure. All right, you guys, we are finally back home. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer because I feel like we have hung out quite a bit in this week's vlog. So thank you so much for your time and for just being here in community with us. And I want to let you know, as always, to make your day beautiful. The choice is yours, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Speaking of the next one, let me ask you this. Who's here for VLOGmas? Are you guys big on VLOGmas? Do you want me to keep just the regular schedule of like maybe uploading on Sundays or just once a week? Do you guys want me to try to spit out as much vlogging as I can for the holiday? Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you care, maybe you don't care, maybe you're indifferent. I don't know. Sometimes whenever I ask for suggestions, you guys are like, Ree, just do you, will show up. And I appreciate that so much. But I do want you all's feedback. If I'm doing VLOGmas as often as possible, are y'all interested in seeing the chatter and the mess and the chaos that ensues around here for the holiday? Let me know. I have never been one of those bloggers that has been able to spit out a video every day for VLOGmas. And listen, I take my whole beanie cap off to those that do. I take my beanie cap off to the ladies that can get a vlog out every single day, 25 days in December. I've never been that girl. I will never probably be that girl. So I don't even want to try to act like that's going to ever be my forte. It's probably not. Well, maybe once the kids get out of the house, I could see me doing that. But y'all, maybe bloggers are so much younger than me. They don't have husbands and kids. I don't know. I ain't going to get a video out every day. But I can try to get a video out a lot more than I do normally. Like last year, I think we ended up doing about 8 vlogs. That's a lot. I feel like 8 vlogs. It's 4 weeks in a month. So what did I do? I did 4 more vlogs than normal, right? Usually I try to, maybe I didn't do well with VLOGmas last year. Okay, let me not go there. Let me know down below if you're planning on being here for VLOGmas. And I definitely want to share in community and just be with you guys as much as possible. I obviously, always try to make time for family. And when family comes to town or when we go to family, I intentionally leave my camera behind because I always feel like just because I signed up to share my life on the internet doesn't mean my entire family signed up. And I don't want to force anybody in front of the camera. And I also want to respect our daughters as they are growing older to not just have a camera in front of their face for them to feel like they have to perform. So my apologies if I need to extend them, but I just don't feel the need to, shove everybody in front of the camera and expect them to turn it on, turn it off. Because I understand it is an art form, especially if you're not conditioned or used to sharing on online platforms. So some days the girls will want to participate in VLOGmas. Like last year, they were okay with it, especially my youngest. The oldest is kind of like, meh, I don't really want to participate. So I tried to leave her out of a lot of the vlogs out of respect for her space in her home, in her safe haven. So if you see the girls in VLOGmas, it's because they want to be in it. And if you don't see the girls in VLOGmas, it's because they don't want to be in it. All right, sun is setting. I've yapped enough. Love you guys. Thanks for being in community with me. Make your day beautiful. I've already said that. The choice is yours, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.